Welcome to this topic, social leadership. In this course, the following elements will be presented: the need for resilient skills and social leadership, definitions and main principles of leadership, the importance of leadership in agriculture, characteristics of an effective leader and an opinion leader. Following the differences between leaders and managers will be presented. Next, we will delve into social leadership, the importance of collaboration, inclusivity in community leadership, generative leaders, and the skills for leaders to stay relevant in an AI world. Today, more than ever, there's a growing need for resilient skills and strong social leadership in agriculture. Many farmers still lack close connections with advisors, scientists, and decision makers. And when it comes to understanding scientific knowledge, the language used can often feel out of reach. This is where the farm advisory system can play a crucial role, acting as a bridge between research and real-world farming practices. To move forward, we need to develop and test new methods that bring together all stakeholders, farmers, researchers, advisors, and policymakers to shape the future of sustainable precision viticulture. Imagine the impact when leaders prioritize empathy and collaboration over authority and control. A transformative movement that empowers individuals to inspire change and foster community growth. What is leadership? According to Peter Drucker, leadership is an achievement of trust. You can read more on the supplementary material on Peter Drucker's timeless leadership principles. Leadership is more than just giving directions. It's a process of influencing others, helping people understand what needs to be done and how to do it effectively. But it doesn't stop there. Leadership also means bringing people together, guiding both individual and group efforts toward a shared goal. According to Imanieti and colleagues in 2024, leadership isn't just about managing the present. It's also about inspiring and preparing others to face the challenges of the future. Leadership is the ability to give focus and vision to others, clearly identifying goals to which others also aspire. In other words, it's all about influencing others to achieve common goals and drive positive change. But here's an important point. Don't confuse leadership with management. Management is about maintaining systems and processes. Leadership is about vision, inspiration, and movement toward a better future. When it comes to effective leadership, there are several key principles that make all the difference. Let's explore them one by one. First, focused priorities. Great leaders know what matters most and concentrate their energy on what truly drives results. Second, effective decision-making. Leadership means making timely, informed choices, even when the pressure is on. Third, managing by objectives or MBO. Setting clear, measurable goals helps align the team and keeps everyone moving in the same direction. Fourth, focus on strengths, not weaknesses. Strong leaders build on what people do best, encouraging growth and confidence. Fifth, integrity and ethics in leadership. Trust is built on honesty. Ethical leadership creates a culture of respect and accountability. And finally, understanding the customer. Great leaders never lose sight of the people they serve. Customer insight drives value and innovation. These are the pillars of strong, successful leadership. Which one will you focus on today? Why is leadership in viticulture so important today? The viticulture sector is facing a growing set of challenges. According to the FAO, we're dealing with climate change, more frequent and intense natural hazards, and the loss of productive vineyard land due to soil erosion and declining soil health. At the same time, issues like labor shortages, rural aging and migration, and ongoing concerns around sustainable food and wine production are putting increasing pressure on vineyard operations. In this context, strong leadership in viticulture is more crucial than ever. Effective leaders help ensure a sustainable future for wine production, maintain smooth vineyard operations, drive efficiency, and build the resilience needed to navigate change, season after season. Let's talk about the role of leadership in driving sustainability. Leadership plays a vital role in pushing sustainability initiatives forward, especially within organizations. Visionary leaders prioritize both environmental and social responsibility. But what makes a leader truly sustainable? Sustainable leaders embody a combination of 6 key principles. 1. Being socially and environmentally responsible. 2. Recognizing the importance of moral and ethical behavior. 3. Embracing the need for continuous improvement and organizational change. 4. preserving and sustaining organizations over the long term. 5. Promoting shared responsibility across teams. 6. And understanding the importance of organizational culture when embedding sustainability goals. In short, sustainability leadership isn't just about policies, it's about values, vision, and action. What makes an effective leader? Leadership isn't just about titles, it's about qualities that inspire, empower, and drive positive change. Let's take a look at the key characteristics of an effective leader. Vision. A strong leader sees the bigger picture and guides others toward it. Integrity. They lead with honesty and strong moral principles. Confidence. Not arrogance, but a steady belief in their direction and decisions. Communication. Great leaders listen, speak clearly, and foster open dialogue. Empathy. They understand and care about others' perspectives and needs. Adaptability. In a changing world, flexibility is key. Problem-solving skills. Leaders face challenges head-on with creative solutions. Decision-making ability. They make informed choices even under pressure. Delegation. Effective leaders trust others with responsibilities. Accountability. They own both successes and failures. Inspiration. Most importantly, they motivate others to give their best. These qualities aren't just traits, they're habits that can be developed over time. Who is an opinion leader in agriculture? Opinion leaders are individuals, often extension agents, who have the power to influence farmers' knowledge, attitudes, and behavior, especially when it comes to adopting innovations. Some are formally appointed, while others naturally emerge from the rural community. So, what are the key characteristics of opinion leaders? They are usually well-educated and hold strong financial positions in their communities. They lead an active social life with many connections beyond their local circle. They have frequent contact with change agents, bringing in fresh ideas and perspectives. They're more cosmopolitan, open to the outside world and new ways of thinking. They have greater exposure to media, staying informed and up to date. They engage in greater social participation, playing active roles in community life. And importantly, they are often seen as more innovative and hold moral authority on key issues. They don't just share information, they shape how it spreads. That's what makes opinion leaders so vital in driving change and innovation in rural communities. Why are opinion leaders so important in viticulture? In vineyard communities, opinion leaders play a critical role in agricultural extension. They help spread information and knowledge not just as messengers, but as trusted voices. They make the diffusion of innovations, like new pruning techniques, disease management tools, or sustainable practices, faster and more effective. What sets them apart? Opinion leaders don't just pass on information, they interpret it based on their own experience and expertise in viticulture. They act as connectors, linking vineyard owners, advisors, researchers, and suppliers. Their influence often encourages wider participation in training programs, sustainability projects, or innovation trials. They also help mobilize local action, bringing growers together and empowering them to take steps for their own development. Crucially, they set the example. Others watch their practices and often follow their lead. And because they're respected, they can legitimize or reject new ideas, their approval carries real weight. Perhaps most importantly, they communicate development messages in language people understand, making them relatable and convincing. In short, opinion leaders are vital for driving positive change in viticulture, from the vineyard to the wider wine industry. Let's explore the role of opinion leaders in the adoption of innovation, especially in the context of Rogers' innovation diffusion theory. According to DeRue and colleagues, 2021, opinion leaders typically belong to the group known as early adopters. What does that mean? It means they're not the very first to try something new, but they're quick to adopt promising innovations before the majority. These individuals often test and evaluate new products or practices early on, and their opinions carry weight. As a result, they have a huge influence over others, especially those who are more cautious or slower to try something new. In fact, opinion leaders are often the reason the early majority eventually makes the leap. So, in any innovation process, whether it's a new tool, method, or technology, opinion leaders act as key bridges between innovation and widespread adoption. Let's clear up a common question. What's the difference between a leader and a manager? While both are essential to any organization, their roles and focus are quite different. Leaders focus on building relationships, fostering trust, and creating a collaborative culture. They set a clear vision, communicate it effectively, and empower others to take action. In short, leaders inspire and guide. On the other hand, managers are all about planning, organizing, and controlling resources to achieve specific goals. They focus on managing people, process, and systems, ensuring that everything runs smoothly and efficiently. So while leaders lead people, managers manage work. Both roles are valuable, and together they keep organizations moving forward with purpose and precision. What makes an effective manager? A manager's role is to steer day-to-day operations, make strategic decisions, and use the team's knowledge to drive results. But that's not all. Great managers also foster communication and collaboration, helping teams work better together. Let's look at the key characteristics of an effective manager. They provide mentoring to guide and support team growth. They focus on team motivation, keeping morale high and goals in sight. They drive continuous improvement, always looking for ways to do things better. They promote ownership management, encouraging accountability and initiative. They work on removing hurdles, clearing the path so their team can succeed. They make sure the right tools are in place for productivity. And they handle expectation management, aligning goals, and keeping the team focused. In short, effective managers don't just keep things running, they empower their teams to thrive. What is social leadership? Social leadership is described as the emotional and empathetic leadership style. In other words, it's a form of leadership that's deeply embedded in social contexts. It's more inclusive, more human, and focused on enhancing group performance and well-being by building on social skills. Social leadership helps leaders connect meaningfully with others, not just manage tasks. At the heart of it all, empathy. Empathy is the cornerstone of effective social leadership. By actively listening and understanding diverse perspectives, leaders can bridge gaps, build trust, and inspire positive change together. Did you know that permaculture can be an unexpected yet powerful source of inspiration for today's social leaders? At the heart of permaculture are three core ethics: earth care, people care, and fair share. These simple but profound principles encourage more sustainable, inclusive, and resilient approaches, not just in agriculture, but in business and leadership too. By embracing these values, social leaders can build organizations that are not only effective, but also caring and future-focused. So, whether you're leading a team, a farm, or a community initiative, permaculture offers timeless guidance for making thoughtful, ethical choices. When we talk about permaculture, we're not just referring to agriculture, we're talking about a design system for human habitats. One that, as Holmgren put it, mimics the patterns and relations found in nature. Now imagine this. What if a leader's role was to create an ecosystem where every unique element, every person, finds their ideal place? A space where each individual's potential is fully realized and connected to others, just like in permaculture. By bringing permaculture ethics and principles into leadership and communication, we can create more sustainable, resilient, and innovative organizations. It's time to lead like nature does, with balance, purpose, and deep connection. In viticulture, just like in nature, strong communities make strong systems. Social leaders in this field are inspired by emotional and empathetic leadership, rooted in connection, collaboration, and communication. They don't just manage vineyards, they cultivate relationships, foster trust, and support inclusive teamwork. Like healthy vines in a vineyard, every individual is given space to grow and contribute. Social leaders act as catalysts for change, driving innovation through empathy. They create environments where everyone feels heard and valued, from seasonal workers to winemakers. And just like integrated ecosystems in permaculture, socially driven vineyard leaders build resilience, supporting not only productivity, but well-being and sustainability in rural communities. Leadership in viticulture isn't just about producing grapes. It's about nurturing people, the land, and a shared future. Let's talk about something essential to community leadership and management: collaboration and inclusivity. Collaboration amplifies the impact of social leadership. When leaders build and guide effective teams, they can achieve far more together than they ever could alone. But true collaboration isn't just about teamwork, it's about inclusivity. Inclusive leadership welcomes diverse voices, embraces different perspectives, and sparks innovative solutions. When everyone feels seen, heard, and valued, communities grow stronger and more resilient. So ask yourself, are you leading alone or are you leading with others? Because embracing diversity isn't just the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do. And it could be the key to meaningful change in your community. Let's talk about the power of leadership and team building. Team building is more than just an activity. It's an ongoing process that helps a group grow into a cohesive, high-performing unit. Strong leaders know how to assess their team's strengths and weaknesses, and they plan activities that enhance communication, trust, and group dynamics. By understanding team personalities, skills, and interactions, leaders can make better decisions and steer the team towards success. One of the most critical roles of a team leader is the ability to identify potential growth areas, helping individuals and the whole group improve. And with the right strategies, leaders can elevate performance, transforming a team from simply acceptable to truly exceptional. Because when leadership and team building go hand in hand, everyone wins. Great leadership doesn't come from control, it comes from example. As Sun Tzu once said, a leader leads by example, not by force. And in today's world, that message rings louder than ever. According to Su and Wang, 2024, leaders must lead by example because people don't follow commands. They follow character. Whether in business, education, agriculture, or community development, the way a leader acts sets the tone for the entire group. Be the kind of leader whose actions speak louder than words. Because that's how real influence begins. What does it mean to be a generative leader? Generative leaders are those who are deeply aware of their strengths and their vulnerabilities. They're connected to their purpose and values, and they don't just hold that vision, they share it with their teams. They create ecosystems of trust, where every person can bring their unique strengths and feel safe doing so. These leaders show compassion not only to others, but to themselves. They understand that sustainable leadership means being a source of harmony and renewal for both people and the environment around them. Want to lead this way? Learn techniques to enhance your empathy skills and transform your leadership approach. In today's AI-powered world, how do leaders stay truly relevant? The answer lies in one word: communication. Effective communication is the key to driving social change. As a leader, you need to craft messages that resonate, connect emotionally, and inspire action. But that's not enough. You also need to leverage digital tools and platforms to amplify your leadership voice, reaching the people who need to hear it. And here's something to remember. AI can handle analysis and control, but it's human qualities that matter most. Intuition, creativity, critical thinking, ethical judgment, and genuine, meaningful relationships. That's the real edge. So lead with your humanity, because that's what sets you apart in an AI world.